This is my walking horse, Ed's Platinum Blonde. I call her Blondie. I'm in the saddle with her again. I have a video earlier posted where the title is Blondie Wipes Out. I've been just working the same stuff with her. I just got in the saddle with her, and I just usually when I get in the saddle, well, always when I get in the saddle, I just sit there for a little bit because it trains them to not anticipate that you're going to be taking off, so you're going to get a horse that'll stand really well to be mounted, and so it's really important. And then what I usually do is I work on some subtle things, like I'm putting my right leg on her now, and I'm leaning back a little bit in the saddle, just a hair, and I'm getting her to turn on the haunches here, see? And I'm just putting, you can see I'm just putting some pressure with my knee on her right side, and not even getting my calf on her. This horse is nice and real sensitive. Sensitive horses are nice to ride if you can get the control, but they tend to, they can freak out a little bit on some stuff. But see, now I'm doing it on the left leg, and I'm looking over my right shoulder a little bit where I want to go, and I'm just doing that. She's turned on the haunch. It's real nice. Now I'm going to try backing up with her. I'm just going to lean back a little bit in the saddle, pick up the reins just a little bit, and see if I can get her to back up. She's thinking about it. Oh, no, she's getting a little confused. Thinks I want her to turn the haunches. I'm going to just pick up just a little bit more. I'm leaning back a little bit, and my feet forward a little, and there, she's getting it. See, so I'll start off like kind of slow pace like this when I first get on them, just to you don't want to get on them and just start getting real busy with them, because then they kind of anticipate that, and then when you get on them, they're all loaded for bear kind of thing. So I'll just keep doing that. I'm now putting some left leg on her, try to get her to move over. There you go. Good girl. Drop it. Yeah, I like how her ears are on me. That's always a really good sign. Listening. Now, see, I'm saying she's really a nice horse. She does get frantic sometimes, and I'm just trying to work her through it. And I don't know. I really don't know why she does, but I'm just working with her. I think it's fun, trying to get the horse through to the other side, and because when she gets through with this, she'll be a lot more confident and at peace than she is when she's, not like that. So that's really cool. I'll move off with her a little bit. I'm gonna get her to go this way. I'm putting some right leg on her. Oh, she can go. Trying not to use the reins at first, trying to use my legs first. She gets worked up around that gate because she gets bothered when you're trying to teach her to open a gate, She gets bothered with that. And something she's got to work through, And I'll put a little left leg on her, get her to move to the side of these bags. I'm just heading out here. She's doing really well right now. And I'm trying to just be real relaxed in my core and everything, in my legs. Looking forward. A lot of times what ends up happening when you're riding a horse, if you're concentrating on stuff, you tend to stare at their head. I know I do sometimes, trying to break myself of that. I've heard people say, trust me, the horse's head won't fall off, But it just, I don't know why you tend to do that. But when you do that, like you might have seen some other videos where I talk about you can put pressure on a horse just by looking at one of the part of their body, like their rear end or a certain leg or their center line or something, and they'll feel that pressure, and you can make them move away from you or react to it. And so even the subtleness of staring at their head is going to put your body in a different balance, you know, and they're going to feel that, and they're either going to have to learn to ignore it, but I think sometimes I think what they actually do is they actually feel you staring at them, and they start to wonder, like, is he or she watching, seeing what's going on out here? Are they paying attention? Am I going to be safe, or do I have to watch out for everything? It's pretty windy today. I'm trying to keep my hat on. You're fine. Those are just your horse mates, bud. See? Nothing to worry about. See her head's up. She's alert. You know, she's, keyed up. Keyed up, and I don't know why. I don't know why she's worried about these horses. Doesn't make any sense. They're soon to be 2-year-olds. She knows them. I don't know why. Who knows? Come on, girl, let's keep moving. But like, even when she moved like that, jumped, if you're tense in your body, you ever see like them put like a dummy on a horse? Like every once in a while you see that, or like even like where they have those Woody dolls that are like on a saddle, and they put them on a dog, and they, it's funny, and they let the dog move. Well, when you put a dummy on a horse or a dog like that, when the horse moves, they move really. The dummy moves really weird, It sways back and forth and is all out of balance and all that kind of stuff. And so, if you're tense when you're sitting on a horse, like if your whole core is tense, your legs are tense and everything, you'll kind of be rigid like a dummy. And you're going to move like that and get off balance, and that's going to make the horse even more nervous. So the looser you are, the better. Like if you can, get real loose and relaxed. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. But that's what you should strive for. Come on, girl. So, like what I do, like there, I just try to break her loose, like she's freezing up with her front legs or whatever. So she's all bugged up about the trees blowing and stuff. It's so funny, I mean, horses are around this stuff all day long. Birds flying and they don't get spooked or anything, get on them, and all of a sudden all that kind of stuff scares them. And it's wild. I just think they're not I don't know, they're not paying attention on some level, and otherwise they're just worried. They get keyed up, All right, now I'm gonna take her, and I'm gonna see, she's like, I don't know, you can tell, but she's really antsy, so I'm gonna spin her here and get some control over her. Let her know that, hey, start listening. You're not running the show here. Like, she's really antsy. Easy. Come on. Just got to get her through this, Wow, how long it's going to take? Eric says, he goes, just as long as you're persistent, he goes, just one day you'll hop on and she won't do it anymore. She'll have gotten through it, But for whatever reason, she's worried, and so, like, what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for her to calm. Like, she's doing what I'm asking, she's spinning, but she's not. Her head's still elevated. You can see how she's kind of looking to the outside. She's still worried about that, so I just got to bring her back. There, she just licked her lips a little bit, and then she's slowing down, and she's blowing out. Okay, so that's a good sign. So now do the other side. See? Yeah, it's funny. Like you always hear people talking about horses have, you know, the right side and the left side of their brain. It's like two different horses, so you gotta work both sides. And I want to get to where I'm not in the wind. Get down in the holler. And there you go. Good girl. Good girl. No, she's moving away from the fence. So now I'm putting my left leg on her and getting her over to the fence. I see her, she's looking over there at the house. She's bothered about something over there. Who knows? I don't know what it is. There you go. Good girl. So I just got to keep her. You kind of pick your spots where you're going to do this. You don't want to do this on her, obviously, like a real steep hill or something, because you don't want the horse to fall over. Because they can, if they can get bothered and not paying attention, they trip. You don't want to fall if you can avoid it. So now I'm going to go this way. Get her going. There you go, girl. And trying to stay relaxed. You know, exhale. See how she's looking over there? She just keeps looking at the house. Someone's over there, you know, got her concerned. I don't know. Wind like this, windy days, I think the horses have a hard time feeling comfortable because there's so much movement that they wonder if there's a predator around every corner, you know. And and I think they just get worried like that. And so you just have to, what you do is the key to this is to keep them thinking about you like a job. Like say you were, oh, I don't know, you had something bad happen and you're all worked up and everything. But if someone could get you busy, like, you know, doing some work, how it can kind of take your mind off it, and as opposed to just getting yourself all bothered. That's how you want to think with horses. Same thing. You know, you want to get them busy thinking about you. Like she's looking over to the left. That's not good. But this is a spot right here. I really can't do a lot because it doesn't look like it in the videos. Like this never looks as steep as it is, but this is about like this steep here, you know. And the horses, well, you can't turn them really good here. Like if something happens, you can't spin them good here. And they get kind of bothered and worried about stuff that's in the woods, and little squirrels will move and somebody's deer will run and all that stuff, or, you know, turkey will flop out of there or something. And so they kind of get apprehensive about this area. This is why I say, like I said in one of these other videos I just did yesterday, was talking about trail horses, and unfortunately how in the US they just lump any horse that's not good in a discipline, or oh, it'll be a good trail horse kind of thing, and people are riding these horses all over and they don't know anything. A lot of them they're just stealing rides on them. And you know, it takes a lot of time and effort to get a really good, trustworthy riding horse that listens to you, goes when you want, stops when you want, speeds up, slows down, turns off your legs. You're not, you know what I mean? They're not bothered. They understand, you know, they got some maturity, all this kind of stuff. It takes a lot of time, and horses are expensive to raise. I mean, they cost, I think our horses cost somewhere around $8,000 a year a piece, a little bit more, I think. That's with food, you know, supplements, farrier care, vet care, just everything, you know, lumped into that energy, you know, labor, workers, you know, all that kind of stuff. It costs that. They're expensive. And you know, when you get a horse that's 4 years old, like we raise a horse that's 4 years old, by the time it's 4 years old, and we have the year of the mother, we're taking care of the mother, so you got to figure that in there. So you got 5 years, so you got about $40,000 in a horse. And then people are balking at, oh, that's expensive. I'm thinking, like, just keep the horse for 5 years and you'll have spent that kind of money. Or you're fortunate and you have, I don't know, 1,000 acres of grass, and you know, you're in the perfect climate, and you know, you do all your own farrier work and all that stuff, and you're a veterinarian and you do all your own veterinary work. I mean, okay, you know, or you're not taking care of them, you know. And you see that all the time. You see people just discarding horses and stuff, and that's why there's cheap horses out there. It's because people get tired, you know, they get scared when they're riding them or something. They stop riding, and next thing you know, they go, man, I'm tired of spending this money on the horse every year, so they just dump them. And that's what you're seeing out there. Anyhow, she's doing pretty well, but see how she keeps looking over here. She looks looking over to the left. Now she's looking over to the right. So I'm just trying to look forward and watch her out of my peripheral vision. I still do look at her head sometimes, but I'm just trying to be calm and relaxed about it. Now let's go this way, girl. She wanted to go that way. I just gotta put a little left leg on her. Now a little right. It's a hair. I mean, just a hair. And there we go. See, but her mind is somewhere else, and that's an important thing to understand. Like when you're riding a horse and training a horse, you've got to understand where their mind is, and so that see, she did her own thing here. The constant challenge you'll have is keeping your horse's mind on you, and then try not to. But in that same time, this is where it gets counterintuitive. Try not to micromanage him. You know, trust your horse. You gotta give him some trust in it, you know, too. And you know, so that's a hard balance to get. The other thing I want to talk about a little bit is, you know, if you're going to get a horse, keep in mind that even if you get the best trained horse, you get a horse that's like been, you know, knows all these cues. I mean, it's very responsive, good mannered, you know, pretty good with different things that are out in the real world, all this kind of stuff, you know. Been there, rode around a lot and everything. Keep in mind that you're going to have to become a horse trainer on some level, okay? Well, on a lot, actually, because whenever you're interacting with a horse, I don't care if you go to a state fair and you're walking and you're petting horses, you're a horse trainer. You're just somewhere on the spectrum of real bad or really great, and somewhere on that spectrum. You're not just, you know, they're learning something about you or from you or whatever. And so if your natural instincts, things you like to do with horses, are actually counter productive to them being a well-trained horse and a well-mannered horse, your horses are going to devolve into some aspect of that bad behavior, and it could be something minor, it could be something serious. You know, you've seen people who love on these horses and, you know, all hugs and kisses and stuff. There's a really cool video on YouTube. It's either Buck Brannaman, and this lady has this stallion that is literally trying to kill people. And here this thing turns out it was a come on girl, you got it. It was a bottle-fed baby. You know, that's how she did it. And I mean, this horse literally is trying to kill people. It's attacking them, and she ruined it. You know, she caused that from all the treating it like a puppy and all this stuff, and not having personal space with this when it was little. And so so now what's he doing? He's treating people like he would other horses, and you know, biting and striking, and I mean, he was really dangerous. You gotta look that video up, but you know, that's the thing, like where the person caused it. And I've seen people, here's another example, like say you go out and they're feeding their horses and they're not paying attention. Like if someone is taking care of a horse and they have a headset on, yeah, it's a bad idea. You really need to have your full attention on them. And but say you're going to put some feed out in the field and you're not paying attention, and your horse, you dump that in there and it pins its ears at you. And if you turn around and walk away, you've told that horse that it moved you, and with its pinning its ears, it got you out of the way. So it's treating you like another horse, okay? And here we go. I'm just trying to see, she's speeding up a little bit. And you were unaware of it. And what will happen is, say you do that, you know, 30 days, you keep doing that, you're not even aware of it, and she's pinning her ears a little bit, and you just walk away, and you know, because your mind's somewhere else and you're dumping out the feed out there, hay or whatever. And well, one day you're out there and you do it, you dump it, and your phone vibrates or something, and you know, you'll be waiting on a text or a phone call or something, and you grab it. Well, that horse pins its ears and you didn't move. Well, what does a horse do when another horse does that? Like when they pin their ears and the horse doesn't move, their next step is to bite or spin and kick or something like that. And that's what's going to happen to you. And then people say, out of nowhere, my horse bit me, you know, or kicked me or did something like that. Well, it wasn't really out of nowhere. You trained that horse to do that. Or the person you got it from did. See, now here she just don't know what this is about, so I'm gonna pick a good spot to turn. Here we go. Going around some stuff. I don't know what she saw there. Who knows? But so easy, girl. Huh. I don't know what you see. Maybe nothing. But anyhow, so I gotta concentrate and get her release when she's calm. Here we go. So I'm going back to this. I'm watching her head. There, her demeanor. So I release there. Pressure, and I'm gonna go this way. I'm putting some outside leg on her, which is my right leg. Get her to turn around these trees. Whoop. Easy, girl. Whoop. So I think it's the leaves blowing. There's leaves blowing on the pathway up there. That's what it is. See, horses are prey animals, you know, and they're always looking for predators. And so what I got to do is I got to get her to where she just thinks when she's with me, everything is fine, you know. And, this is a good spot down here. I like working the horses down here. I'm down kind of in a holler along the creek, and there's lots of trees to turn them around, and the wind's not blowing. And well, in the winter like it is now, it doesn't matter, but in the summer it's kind of shady. It's kind of cool, you know. It's a good spot to come. See, now she's calmer here, so there's something over that way that's got her a little bothered. But you just keep working on them. This is a a very fun horse to ride. I love riding her. I mean, she does get reactive and stuff, but all horses will do that to some degree. But she's like, it's like a sports car, you know. She's so responsive, you know, to your legs and your body and stuff. Now, when she's not thinking, you know, she'll be dashing around, and you know, you go for a little bit of a exciting ride, you know. But when you get her going good, it's like awesome. And she's a young horse still. I think she's going to be 5 this summer. You know, she's not old or anything. So I'm trying to get some of the horses to a high level of training for myself to get there. I've not gotten horses personally to real high levels yet. I've always, just with my work and everything like that, I do a lot of groundwork and take horses that from unhandled to gentle and very responsive on the ground, and all this leg work, and get ready to get in the saddle, and something would happen at my company and I'd get called in, and I had to put it all on hold, and that happened over and over again. I can't tell you how many horses I got all the groundwork really nice, and then, you know, didn't have time to get on them, or I'd get on them and then I get called out, you know. But now that I'm kind of I sold that company, and I'm just doing the horses right now. Now I have time, and then Eric, my friend and trainer, has been really helping me a lot, because he's a really good rider, and so I get, you know, basically get lessons from him and stuff, and pointers and tidbits and all that kind of good stuff. And so I'm trying to get, I got a couple, about 3 horses that maybe 3 or 4 that I want to personally get to a real high level, and I plan just on keeping them, you know. And one is this horse right here, and the other one's my stallion Wayne, way back when. And then I really like Pretty Lady, and I have another horse that's Ed's Rainy Day, we call Rain, who is, Eric's already got him pretty good. So those are the horses that I've been riding and working with a lot. He likes splashing in the water. It's so nice having this creek on our property. You know, we can just take the horses down here, and, you know, she likes coming down the creek. I don't know why, she just likes it. Like, she was anxious to get down that bank. That was all on her own. So see how I'm like loose rein, letting her just handle it, you know. Now, my guess is she'll probably speed up here, because we're going to cut up here. Okay, a lot of times they think like, oh, we're going home. So I'm going to pick another spot and go right up here, I guess. That's a good girl. Good girl. And it's another thing we do too. Like, the horses know this property, and so we try to look how she's looking that way. So tell me where you think her mind is. Is her mind on me? No, not really. Her mind is somewhere else. Now she's behaving. She's not trying to get me off or anything like that. But her mind is not with me. You know, she's thinking something else. She's thinking, I wish I was back at the barn, or what's up in that woods, and she really needs to be more centered here. But I was starting to say, like on the trail, we try to mix it up, go different directions, and keep them guessing, because if you just keep going the same direction, they figure that out pretty quick. And then towards the end of the trail, they're booking home, you know. And you know, so we try to mix it up, you know, all the time. See, she's thinking she's heading home or something. So I just check her a little bit, a little bit of a wall, just to, because this is slick here, and there's these prickers right there. I exhale. See how she brought it down just as my exhale. But see how her head is up? I don't like that. You know, get her. So I'm just trying to relax my body and calm her down. No, this way. We're not going up. Where are you going? Oh, this tree went down here, huh? Yeah, that's different. See, that was different. So she's wondering about that. Horses are really something about picking out things that are different. Like if there was always a bush there and all of a sudden there's a bush ain't there, or there's a bush, you know, or something, or like a garbage can or something that wasn't there. All of a sudden they're like, what's that? Because they're always looking for something different that they should be aware of. All right, now see, she wanted to race up here, so I checked her just a little bit. Just slow down, girl. And some of this is she's got some energy. I didn't exercise or anything before I got on her. Because I rode her the other day. I didn't ride her yesterday, I rode the day before. But we have all these hills here. That's one thing, hills are great for gaited horses, because it really helps them build up the right muscles and strength to do the gait. Is going up and down hills. We're in hill country, so it's really good to have a walking horse farm here. She wants to that way's back home to the barn. So she was thinking, oh, we're going that way. So she's anticipating going there. And so she'll speed up. It's all just really, really quite common and normal. Like a lot of times people make it out to be something, oh my gosh, my horse was doing this or doing that. And once you're around them a bunch, you just realize that, yeah, that's normal. We just gotta work through it, and this is how you got to do it, and, you know, and just work through it, you know. But a lot of times people think there's something wrong with the horse or something, and it's not. It's just that they're horses, and you know, they get worried and bothered and stuff, and especially if you're not a great rider. Don't have real good balance, you don't have good timing, all this kind of stuff. Well, you become no help to the horse, you know. Like if they try to look to you for some guidance, you got nothing, so then they think, oh, I'm on my own here. And see how she's looking around, you know, me talking like this and stuff, and probably should be concentrating a little bit more on her. I am. I'm trying to, but I'm trying to also just kind of let her just have a little bit of it. Oh, see, there's a hawk there. Look at that hawk just flew up. See, she saw that before I saw it. Okay, so now I'm gonna see, we're taking her down the same trail, and this kind of mixes it up for him, because she's like, oh, I thought we were going back home. Yeah, and another thing, like if you typically go on an hour-long ride, right? Your horses have like an internal timer clock, and they know, oh, we're getting, you know, this is just an hour, so all right, I got, you know, 30 more minutes. I got, you know, 15 more minutes. I got 5 more minutes, you know, and they start thinking like that, and you know, and they start behaving in that way. And what's funny is if you mix it up, if You know, sometimes you go out and it's short, and then sometimes it's real long, and you know, you'll mix it up on the horse, and they won't know what to think. And that's what's cool. Like when you take them to another place off your property that they're not familiar with, they act totally different, and they act a lot of times better because they don't know where they are, and they don't know how long they're going to be ridden. They don't know where the barn is, you know, all that stuff, right? And so they tend to be a lot better. Sometimes they're a little apprehensive when you first get them out. Like they do a lot of what I call turtle walking, real slow, you know. But you know, then once you go there for a little bit, they're going to know where camp is and stuff like that. But they do act different. They act better than, like, it's harder to ride them on your own property, like around the barn or like in the pasture or something like that. A lot of times it's harder because they just, you know, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to be done here, or if I get back to the barn, I can take a break or whatever, that kind of stuff. See, so she's looking up there. That's another way we go, and that could head back home. But see how she's like, now she's kind of, right at this moment, she's kind of resolved, like, okay, we're just going on a ride. Now see, she keeps flicking her ears on me, so she's listening. And yep. So, but I think when I turn that way, my gut feeling is that she'll speed up. So put my little leg on her, go over this, and I think she'll speed up. You got it. I lifted up. She took both back feet at the same time over. Well, she might not, but I think she'll speed up. Usually she speeds up coming this way. But see how her head is down? This is nice. She's relaxed. This is good. It's a good sign. Seeing this like this. But yeah, she's still looking that way. So you can kind of tell. But, you know, I remember Pat Puckett in one of his videos. He said, you know, horses look around. It's what they do. Kind of get over it, you know, a little bit. You know, now, again, if they're looking around, they're getting coiled, they're like a tight spring, getting nervous. Yeah, make them do something. But, you know, horses do look around, you know. Can't worry about everything. The other day my camera was dead, and I was coming out on this other trail, on the mouth of the trail, and I was relaxed like this with her, just had my hand down, and we're just, you know, coming through that trail. We get right to the mouth, and a whole flock of crows took off, squawking and flopping. Man, she jumped that way so many strides, and then that way so many strides, and then forward, you know. And fortunately I was see, like that tree made that noise. Fortunately I was relaxed, and my body just kind of went with her, and I didn't have a wreck or anything. And I just turned her in some circles there and some figure eights and stuff like that. Got her mind back on me, got her to relax. And but see how she's like, she shouldn't be jumpy like with this stuff. She shouldn't be. I mean, when she's finished, she's a finished bridle horse. She won't do a lot of this stuff. You know, she'll just be ho-hum about it, you know. And it's just going to take more time in the saddle, and, you know, more training and more consistency. So going down the hill like this, see, she's looking over to the left. There's cattle in that field. She heard them mooing the other day when we rode a couple days ago. It made her nervous. So she's still looking over there, like, what's over there? But I'm just keep directing. Let's go down the trail. I'm looking down the trail. My focus hasn't changed, you know. Oops, lost my balance a little bit. Okay, easy, easy. See, she slipped it a little too fast. That's what you got to watch out for. She almost tripped there. So now I'm leaning back a hair, and I'm just getting her to slow down, easy. I want her to rock back on her rear end. My horse lady, Ed's pretty lady, does that really well. She rocks back on her rear end, and she takes a lot more of the weight on her rear end than on her front end, and she kind of will slide down those steep hills like that, real nice, just naturally. She's not too bad. That wasn't too bad. And so like here, coming here, like yesterday, I was riding my horse Wayne, my stallion, and he wanted to race up this. And so I kept turning him around here. I'll show you what I did. So she's not racing up, I'm gonna turn around anyway. So lift up on the rein, I got my left leg on her, lean back a little bit, turn her. It's just, I mean, you want to break things up so that they don't know what you're planning. Keep their mind on you, you know. So here we go. I'm gonna turn to the left around this tree. I pull back a little bit, get her attention. She's not paying attention. Stop. I got my leg on her and she's going forward. So I got my right leg on her. There we go. She ignored that all the way, so I had to check her and stop her. And see how she's not paying it. She's kind of like got her head down and she's kind of like daydreaming. And what'll happen is when they do that, and all of a sudden they come to, they wake up. If they see something, they somebody's all spook on something like that. So here we go again. Got my leg on her. Good. See, there's a stump right there. She wasn't watching that. See how she's looking over here. So her mind's over here. So she's kind of like half listening, right? So this time I'm going to go to the left of the tree and turn right. Now here we go. Pull back. Just pay attention. I got my leg on you. Come on. I got my leg on you. My leg on you. Come on. There you go. Good. So I'm trying to stop her. I don't have a lot of room, you know, so stop her and get her to, like, okay, why am I being stopped? Then she'll go, oh, I feel his leg. Okay. If I turn, then I release all the pressure when she turns like that. So now I'm going to turn to the left here. So check her. Up. Stop. Stop. Now she's pulling. I just became a wall. Okay. So now I got my leg on her. There you go. There you go. Good girl. See, there's that stump right there. But see how she's still not paying attention. So I'm going to take her to this other spot on this hillside that I'd like to work on. I'll just take her around this tree a couple times. There you go. Good. She's doing that really well. Good. Good. Real windy today. Stump again. Back up here. Now, a lot of times I'll let them go up the hill faster, but then sometimes I take it slower. So I'm trying to, like, tell her, you know, you don't get to just, you know, haul, you know, pedal to the metal anytime you want. So just trying to change things up. This is really good for their muscles and their conditioning. This is all the kind of stuff that really helps their gait. Mostly this is what helps condition their gait, but like as far as mentally, what helps them gait is them being relaxed. You know, not tense, not worked up. You know, get them in self-carriage. This isn't the mouth where the crows flew up, but it's something like this. Hey, good girl. Good girl. This horse just has a lot of get up and go. That's the cool thing about Tennessee walking horses, too, is they really have a gas pedal, you know, if you like that. I mean, they're the sweetest natured horses, period. Just, you know, love people, just sweet, kind, gentle, all that. They also got, you know, they got a gas pedal, they'll go. So they're a lot of fun to ride. And unfortunately, in the gated world and walking horse world in particular, the tradition of training them is not centered around good horsemanship. It's a lot of mechanical stuff. They've really kind of just started focusing just solely on the gait. I mean, once they get the horse where it'll hold a rider, all they do is focus on the gait. They either go in straight lines and turn around, or they go in, you know, like big ovals. And all they do is work on the gait. Horse doesn't know anything else. Doesn't know like you know, ride. Now if you like I just turned her off my leg there. Don't know. I mean, when you see them move and stuff, these horses, they don't know anything. And then when they don't make it in that realm in the competitions, then they sell them as trail horses, but the horse doesn't know anything. In fact, what he does know, or she does know, is not good. They race through your hands and all that kind of stuff. And they've really given walking horses a bad reputation. Now, I've heard people say, oh, they ruined the breed and stuff. No, it's only been about 60 years since they've been doing all that pads and all that stuff. And horses don't go through generations fast enough, you know, to ruin them. If it was mice, yeah, they could have. But horses, they can't. It's just the way they train them. And then but these are the horses that are going out into the public. And then people get them. They read all this wonderful stuff about how they used to ride them on plantations and, you know, for, you know, hours on end, smooth ride, and, you know, checking out their farms and all this kind of stuff. They read all this wonderful stuff about them, and they get on them, and they're, you know, running like a bat out of hell, and scares the people and everything. And then they send them off to the trainers, so all the trainers see is all these horses that are like that, racing through your hands, real pacey, all this kind of stuff. And see how her head is up. She's alert. She's not paying at all attention to me. So I'm gonna picking a spot here. Start working her right here where it's flat. But so they end up doing that, and then the trainers see these horses, and they think walking horses are this way, because there's very few people that are doing them in a like trying to train them to be all out riding horses, you know, like they were bred to be, you know. And we've decided to go with, or I decided to go with the Caro tradition, because I personally think it's the best horsemanship tradition that came western out of the United States. And it was, you know, California style, and where they ride off their seat and legs. They take a lot of time to train the horse, you know. They don't do gimmicky stuff like grow out hooves or anything, you know. And they're just they produce these really good sound horses that you can ride a lifetime. And so that's why we train the way we do. And people say, oh, you're training like a quarter horse or something. Or, I don't know what to tell you. A horse is a horse, you know. And, you know, they do really well with it, you know. And it's an old tradition. I don't know how many. I think it's probably got a couple hundred years or so of tradition behind it, and where people were working out the best way to do it. And the people really, those horsemen really took pride in their riding and their training. And to me, and the horses seem to really respond well to it and like it. Like this. So that's what we do. But it takes a long time, you know, and so our horses are pricey, but it is what it is, you know. So see, like how if you remember just a little bit before, she saw those horses and her head was way up, and I just did some circles around the trees and some figure eights and stuff, and until she was calm, and I brought her back down. See? So she's got to pee, I think. But so that's the kind of thing I do over and over again with them. And the more you do it, you know, the more consistent you are, and you know, you just don't give up. They eventually get it, you know. See, she's been really good right now. Now she sees those horses over there, but she's back with me now. See? So this is what I was saying too. I had to kind of pick my spot, like I didn't when she started to run off like that a little bit. I also wanted to see if she just would relax on her own. But I had to kind of pick a spot where I could circle her nice and easy, and where she wouldn't be tripping. So now I'm going to make her go. Come on, girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. See, someone made a noise in the barn there, and she jerked a little. And, you know, when I talk about this stuff, I'm not saying I'm a expert on all this or anything, you know. I call myself a student of the vaquero style and horsemanship, you know. I'm just a student. I'm trying to get better every day, and every week, and every month, and every year. I'm trying to get better and better. So I consider myself a student, and hopefully, you know, 10 years from now, if I keep it up and everything, I'll be good at it. And so I'm kind of like with our channel, I'm just kind of taking along on our journey here a little bit. And all right, here we go. Let's see how she does with this. Going up it's over this hill over here. I didn't have a camera on. Yesterday I was on Wayne, not this hill, but this other hill right here. And he ran up that, and he gave me a couple of real good bucks. Fortunately, I stayed on, and I think he was looking to the right over there, and want to go back to the barn. And I said, no, we're going this way. And he said, well, what about this? Threw a couple good, pretty rough bucks on me, but I was able to stay on. So now I'm looking, she's looking that way too. See, she's thinking, oh, that'll get me back to the barn. You know, they're always trying to anticipate what you want, you know, or they have something in their mind that they want to do. And there we go. And I like this hill here that's coming up. It's got a kind of a long, a little bit more gentle of a slope to it. And it's a really good place to help work out the horses, especially if they have some energy and stuff they need to get out. See, she's looking over there. It's real windy. I'm hoping this is not too windy for the camera. I don't know. See, she's looking to the right. Looking to the right. She's just thinking, that's her mind is, her mind's not here yet. So I'm going to try to ride her to where all that goes away and try to put some time on her today. Yeah, so see how this is kind of like it's a pretty steady slope. So this is good. Hill work is, like I said, great for gaited horses. It's probably good for other horses too, but I know gaited horses, it really helps them build up their muscles and balance and everything. And I'm looking, there's a deer stand down there. I'm looking at the ladder. I'm just focusing on the ladder and not changing my focus. I'm just staring at, like, this is where I want to go. I'm trying to see if she'll just follow my body, balance and stuff. That's that ladder I'm telling you about right ahead. So this area right here, I don't know why, but right here, she gets she gets like her throttle stuck a little bit. Let's see if she does it. And so this flat area here, I end up doing a lot of figure eights with her and stuff. And see, she starts picking up. Like, I don't know what that was about. See what she just does. So, and I wasn't nervous. So I don't think it's me like me going, like, bundling up the reins or squeezing tight for my legs or anything. I wasn't doing anything like that. But for whatever reason, this area right here gets her bothered. And so I end up working her a little bit around this area. And I try not to, like, I don't want her to think like, oh, she's going to anticipate we're going to work here, so I'm trying to just do it in response to how she behaves. Like, I can just feel her coiling up. Now she's relaxing. See? Give her like this. Put my leg on her a little bit. There you go. And then we can go up this hill like this, see? There you go. So this is like super good for her gait and building up her muscles and stuff. So I'm gonna look up the hill and put a little bit of right leg on her. There you go. She's responding to it. Yeah, she's doing really well. This is probably a good place to cut it out. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.